Hi Miss, my name is Nasywa Hafizhah and I am from class 6 bar 1B03. I'm going to share my opinion on smoking in campus area. It's a fact that smokers number in Indonesia is high, reaching at least 70 million people in 2024. Half of these numbers are unfortunately among the youngsters. Around 56% of it is coming from a group of teenagers from age 15 to 19 years old, which is the age group of many students. Of course, smoking is a personal choice. However, I believe that these smokers needs to be educated for not smoking in certain areas and only do it in a smoking area or in an open air spaces when non-smokers are around, especially in an educational institution like campus. Smoking is a very unhealthy habit with zero benefits. The ingredients in cigarettes like nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide can lead to severe health issues like cancer, damaging kidneys, and material like cyanide can even disrupt body's use of oxygen, which can lead into heart and brain damage. Imagine if all health risks that I have mentioned before can affect the non-smokers too. The lack of awareness makes some of these smokers freely smoking everywhere, even in campus area, and I'm totally against it. Some of these examples are coming from my friend, and I can say that it's true that some people are still doing this. I'm completely disagree with their action because I have the right to be healthy and to be able to breathe in fresh air. Furthermore, I believe it's unethical for whether a student, campus staff, or anyone at all to smoke in a formal institution like campus because it completely violates the value of social responsibility in a campus environment that promotes health and safety. In conclusion, though smoking is a personal choice, we cannot ignore that the fact that the effect on the body is really bad. Every individual should take responsibility for maintaining institutional integrity and for not smoking in a campus area. And all of us needs to learn that everyone has their rights to be healthy and have a healthy educational environment. Thank you. Hi Miss, my name is Nasywa and right now I'm going to explain about words of questions. So first of all, what is words of questions? Words of questions is super important in learning English because it used to ask for specific information. These words help us from questions to gather details or explanation. In English, there are a lot of question words, but here are some of the most commonly used question words in English. What, who, when, where, why, how, which, and whose. So the first question word that we're going to learn is what. The word what is used to ask for specific things or objects. We can use what to ask for something general or to clarify details. Here are some examples using what. The first example is what time is it? To ask about time. The second one is what is that thing on the table? And the third example is what is your favorite song? Now we're going to see some mistakes while using what. The first example is what your name. This is incorrect. The right sentence is what is your name. The second mistake is what song is favorite. This one is also incorrect because the correct one is what song is your favorite. And the third mistake is what day is. The correct one is supposedly what day is it. This mistakes is often because the sentence is not complete. While using what, we need to be careful and we have to always add the subject in the sentence. Moving on to the second question word, we have who. Who is used to ask about a person or people. Here are some examples using the word who. The first one is who is your favorite artist. The second one is who are your team members. The third one is who is going to be the MC. Now, common errors of who. The most common mistake is when we fail to differentiate between who and whom. Who is used as the subject in the sentence or person that do the action, while whom is used for the object of the sentence or the person that received the action or being affected by it. Now we are going to compare the usage of who and whom in a sentence. Who is the girl who you are speaking to? And if we are going to use whom, then we can change the sentence to be whom are you speaking to? The second example is who presented you that purse. If you want to use whom, then you can change the sentence to be whom did you get that purse from? The third example, who did you see eating my Indomie? If you want to use whom, you can change it to be whom did you see eating my Indomie? So you can see the change of structure there. The fourth example is who is the person eating next to you, and if you're using whom, you can change it to be whom is the person eating next to you. If you're using who, the most common formula is who plus verb, and if you're using whom, the most common formula is whom plus verb plus subject. Moving on to our third question word, which is when. When is the question word to ask about time or time periodic when something happened. The most common formula of when is when plus subject plus verb. Now this is how you use when in a sentence. The first example is, when did the accident happen? When will she leave the country? When is the plane taking off? While using the question word when, be careful not to mix it with future tense. We can see the wrong example here. When will he be here tomorrow? This is incorrect. The correct sentence is, when is he coming tomorrow? The second one is, when will I can get the book? This is also incorrect because the right one is, when can I get the book? When will they arrive at the station? They will order Gojek. This is also incorrect. The right one is, when they arrive at the station, they will order Gojek. Usage of where. The word where is used to ask about the location or place where something happens in a conversation or situation. Now, the most common formula for where is where plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. Here are some of the examples using where. The first one is, where are my cats? Where are you from? Where did you buy this novel? Now, this is a common mistake while using where, because some people use where to ask about time. This is incorrect. You can see from the example down here. The first one is, where is your birthday? This is incorrect because the right one is, when is your birthday? We have to use when if you want to ask about time. The second mistake here, where does the cat live? This is also incorrect because we also have to use when. When does the cat live? Where is the event going to be held? This is incorrect because the right one is, when is the event going to be held? Moving on to our next question word, here we have why. The question word why is used to ask for the reason behind events, actions, or situation. The most common formula for why is why plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. Here are some examples using the question word why. The first one is, why did you do that? To ask for a reason. Why are you returning the bag so late? Why is he suddenly mad? Common errors of why. Grammatical error. Using auxiliary verb after the subject. We can see from the example under here, why he didn't call you. This one is not right. The order is not right because the right order is, why didn't he call you? Why didn't he call you? The second one is, why we are leaving tomorrow. This is also wrong because the right one is, why are we leaving tomorrow? Why you are late. It is supposed to be, why are you late? Our next question word, how, is a question word used to ask about way or process by which an event or action is carried out. Here are some examples using how. The first one is, how do you fry a chicken? How do people read 10 books in a month? How did he do research for his upcoming novel? Now, this is common errors of how is when forming a question using how and not adding auxiliary verb. We can see from the example down here, how Chacha learn Chinese. The right one is, how does, you have to add does. How does Chacha learn Chinese? How she knows this? Do not forget to add auxiliary verb. The right one is, how did she know this? How did she know this? The third example is, how you write story. The right one is, how do you write story? How do you write story? Moving on to our next question word, which. The word which is used to ask for choice from a limited set of options. Now we can see from the examples down here, which uniform are we going to wear today? The black one or the red one? We can see that we have clear option in here. Which language are you going to learn? Chinese or Arabic? The third one, which laptop should I buy? Samsung or LG? Now this is common errors of which. You're using which without clear options. We can see from the wrong example down here, which is your book, which is better, which is your favorite. While using which, we have to make sure that we have clear option because if not, the question can be ambiguous. Next, we have whose. Whose is a question word in English used to ask about ownership, to whom something belongs. Now we can see the example down here. Whose glass is this? Second one, whose phone rang during science class? Whose headphone is it on the table? Now, common errors of whose. Because of the similar pronunciation, be careful not to confuse whose with who is. To know this, we need to pay attention to the rest of the sentence or the full sentence. So this is the summary from all of the question words we have learned before. Question words are words that are used to form question in English. There are a lot of question words in English, but here are some of the most commonly used in English. The first one is what. What is used to ask for a specific thing or object. The second one is who, to ask about a person or people. When, to ask about time. Where, to ask about a place. Why is used to ask for a reason. How is to ask about a way or process. Which is to ask for choice of limited options. And whose is to ask about ownership. So that's all for the mastery, and I hope that through my explanations we can understand the word of questions better. I'm very sorry if there's any mistakes, and thank you.